worth more than your ball of iron, rough and heavy ball of iron, yeah. Hey man, what's your name? I saw you just the other day. I'm bad at this, but I've got to say that man, you're just in my way. Yeah. Hey man, don't you know that I'm about to go away for a very long time? So I'd like to get you off my mind. Yeah. Where am I going if it's not with you? Why am I leaving without you? Where am I running if it's not with you? Why am I climbing so high without you?
Tip jar? No, I'm good. It's pretty good. Yeah, true. Yeah. Good though.
Grandma knows angels, and she says I should be grateful for all the youth I had. Well, of course I'm glad. Tell me more about Pat. Chief farming for his neighbors, I want a life like that. Full belly and soul for labors, but I do somersaults up and down my heart. I do somersaults in the grocery mart. Would a flower pot open up my heart? I do somersaults up and down my heart. You keep moving on forward, even if it's just half a step. Well, that's what my pap said. Now let's go to bed and wake me up and sing. Oh, what a beautiful morning, well, oh, what a beautiful day. Wanna keep it that way.
You good? Good. Yeah, of course. Let me know. Just let me know if you need on or something.
We're ready to go, I think.
Okay.
Good evening. Good evening, everyone. 'Tis good to be here, my friends. It's always nice to be a bit show of hands giving out money to our small businesses in our community. Thank you for your attendance, and we're really looking forward to a great evening. My name's Scott Schenerlein. I'm the Executive Director of Wheeling Heritage, and we're just so excited for this evening, for this event. First of all, I just want to make a couple of thank yous, and then we'll get started. And the first thing I'd like to do is thank the staff of Wheeling Heritage. We have a great team, and we're really proud of them. You can see them on social media, and what they're doing in Wheeling is really exciting, and it's all them. I'd also like to thank the Board of Directors for Wheeling Heritage. We're really, really blessed with a great board that's really active and participating in what we're doing. So if you see them around, please thank them for all they do for Wheeling Heritage as well and for the community. The next person I have to thank, or the next business, is Oric. So Oric came to us a long time ago, and I have to say they've really committed themselves fully to the community. And I can't be more thankful that they have been a sponsor of this event for many years. And so I want to please give a big round of applause for Oric, our corporate sponsor. Without these people, it wouldn't be possible. These are friends of Show of Hands, and they truly are our friends. They call the office, they stop by, and they support the work we do, and they support this effort. And so I want to just take a quick moment and talk about them. So Barb and Fuzz LaRue, Brian Joseph, Touchstone Research Laboratory, Bridgeway Capital, Dan and Debbie Joseph, XFB, H. Lawrence Jones and Sue Blevins, Kennan and Kennan Realtors, Rabbi Joshua Leaf and Rebecca Leaf, Sakura Montessori, Warwood Armature, Wheeling Volkswagen Subaru, Will and Tracy Torini, and some private donors. Notice the list keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger all the time, and so please give a round of applause to those friends of Show of Hands that support this. So many of you are probably wondering why you're here on a Monday night instead of a Wednesday night. Well, I'm here to tell you. The Bridging Innovation, I want to say Bridgeway Capital again, Bridging Innovation Conference is at Ogilvy Resort this week, And we wanted to have this so that they could come here and enjoy this evening and see what this is all about too. And so welcome to all of those visitors and friends, and welcome to all of you. Thank you for being here. I want to invite up Alex Panas, who's going to tell us a little bit more about this evening. So enjoy your evening, and thank you so much for investing in Wheeling.
Can you hear me? Hey, how's everyone doing tonight? Woo! Back for another show of hands. Welcome, as Scott said. Thank you to our board, our committee, the staff, everyone who is able to make tonight possible. And we're excited for another exciting evening listening to some of our local entrepreneurs tell us about what their big dreams are. So we're really excited to get into that tonight. But before we dive in, I'm really curious to know who here tonight is it their first show of hands? Wow. Welcome. I always like to challenge everyone who's here for their first time to come back next time and bring a friend with you. We want to see this event continue to grow because every $5 donation that comes through the door goes directly back to one of the presenters tonight. So again, this couldn't happen without you too. We're so excited. And then I guess I would also like to see who's been here before. Do we have any show of hands OGs that have been here since like 2014? Yeah, awesome. All right, so let's go over the run of show for tonight and what we can expect. So we have 4 amazing entrepreneurs here tonight. They are each going to have 4 minutes to make a presentation to tell you more about how they want to grow or expand their business. And after that, we'll have an opportunity to answer a few questions. And then after that, we will score and tally all the votes while you listen to some community announcements, which is another reminder. If you are a local representative of nonprofits, organizations, any club, group, what have you around town, and there's something that you want to announce to the crowd tonight, you can sign up at one of the welcome tables and you'll have an opportunity to give a 1-minute speech later on in the evening. But we're here tonight to listen to some entrepreneurs, so I'm going to exit the stage and we're going to learn a little bit more from Helen Bradley of the Idea Center.
My name's Helen Bradley. I'm the director of the Idea Center. We tutor, we help kids get back on track, we give them STEAM programs, we help them with arts and crafts, we give them just about anything that they may need when they come through. We work with a lot of programs like the Hope Scholarship Program now. We work with the Juvenile Mediation Program, so kids that are missing school. We're trying to cover as many aspects of the community as we can to help them in their educational endeavors, wherever they may be. First of all, I'm a teacher. Since 10 years old, I want to be a teacher. And in the middle of all that, I was doing all kinds of jobs, teaching people like ESL students, at-risk students. I taught adults. I did a GED program, just the whole gamut. So no matter where you go, you find yourself teaching. Wheeling has always needed help in education. I mean, we have a lot of creativity around here. We have students who have need. I always believe that you need community resources to help the students in any area, whether they're high school, whether they're kindergarten students. We're just here to help the community in any way and give them good experiences and help them succeed.
I'm a little nervous. Hi, my name's Helen Bradley, and you've heard a lot from the video, and I'm not going to try to repeat everything, but I do want to cover some of the other things that maybe you didn't hear from the video. So I'm the director of the Idea Center, and I'm also a teacher. Like I said in the video, I've been wanting to be a teacher for all my life since I was 10 years old. So I've always taught in some capacity, no matter where I went. went to a lot of jobs over the years, worked at housing authorities, libraries, at-risk after-school programs, all kinds of stuff. You know, I did a lot of, no matter where I went, I always ended up teaching. So, and I think it comes from the heart. So that's what I want to convey to you, how important that centers like these are for our community. So let me go on to my notes now. Okay, the IDEA Center stands for Individual Development and Education Assistance. We try to cater to the children or adult or whoever has the need first, wherever they may be on their level. Maybe they're failing their classes, or maybe they're just struggling in test-taking skills. Maybe they just need a little help in social studies or math or whatever. But we try to take them from where they are and get them to gain some success. Let's see, there was, of course, a learning lag, a learning gap from COVID, the pandemic. So we see kids failing all the time. I mean, I see kids that have Fs in every class, and it's just sad that I know we have a decent public school system. I worked in it for almost 15 years. And it just takes so much more than just the teacher. You know, you need the parents, you need the community, you need everybody to work together to get these kids where they need to be. And I know that, I mean, it happens in every family. We can all probably identify with someone that has slipped through the cracks. I myself had failed because I started out as a high school dropout. But I knew I wanted a master's plus a bunch of other stuff, so. So that's why I think I can really relate to a lot of kids who struggle in school. I'm not your average teacher that says, you do it or else. I'll find ways to help them get what they need. I'll find resources for them that may be unconventional, might do some things that maybe they've never been able to do in a classroom before, but sometimes they learn better with the hands-on. And of course, hands-on learning is always great for kids. Let's see, I think I'm almost halfway there, yes. Let's see, I don't do this alone, of course. I have my sister, Sharon Johnson. She's over here, this table, and she has 30 years of daycare experience. So we work together, and we've been doing this for at least 4 years. Prior to this stint, we had a learning center back in 2003, and we evolved into daycare. We evolved into daycare. So then I went back to full-time teaching. So I came back out of the system, and I said, well, we got to get back to this learning center because my teaching bug is still in me. I can't get rid of it. I don't know if I'll ever retire truly from teaching. But we also have some tutors that have been helping us recently from Wheeling University, and we do want to reach out to more colleges and more high schools to try to get some help for some of the kids. We have Peter Schmidt here, right here at the table. He's a football player from Wheeling University, so he's helping us out. We have two other tutors, but they couldn't make it tonight. One is Divine Chikaeze from Nigeria, and he really has a goal to help the kids learn chess. So we started working on that. Okay, and then we have Jake Kim from Korea. He's a great helper with the marketing for us. Okay, so the main reason I'm here for show of hands is because we have a STEAM program in the summer. It's a 3-week program. We offer collaboration thinking skills. We have them build volcanoes. They can do Lego structures. They build bridges. We've done Play-Doh, slime, ice cream, you name it. We have tons of projects. So they have math and reading review, and we would like to get a Glowforge 3D printer to get the kids involved in their own entrepreneurial skills. They can create projects, and we can sell them and make money that way and try to be more self-sufficient. And they, in turn, can learn how to be business folks. So basically, that's why we're here, and I want to thank everyone for coming. My heart is just so warm because of all the folks that have come out, and I know it's not only for me, but for all the folks who are here, and I really appreciate Wheeling Heritage for allowing us to come today.
Don't go too far, Helen. We've got some questions. All right. We have some time for questions. I already see a hand raised over here.
Hello. I have 3 questions. I'm sorry. First of all, do you have a waiting list? Second of all, how much does it cost per hour? And I forgot my third one.
Okay, well, I might forget the first, second, but I'm with you. Okay, waiting list, not right now. We're working on scheduling as many people as we can. We have about 18 active students right now, running from pre-K all the way up to adults for the voc rehab program. We're trying to do as much as we can. That's why I need more help, more tutors to help us out. We are really struggling to pay the tutors, but we're trying to do what we can. And, you know, we always accept volunteer help, you know. And the rate right now is pretty low for parents. It's $25 an hour for 1 session, $35 for 2 sessions a week, and $50 for 3 sessions. So we try to keep it reasonable. I know everybody's raised their prices for since COVID, but I have not. Want to try to keep it reasonable for folks, and I think they really appreciate that. And we have some really dedicated families that have stuck with us, so, you know, I think they're happy with the price.
I remember my third one. Do you get any type of subsidy?
Good question. Well, the juvenile mediation program through Brooke, Hancock, and Ohio counties does fund us. They will pay for any student that's struggling and identified from the school. They have to be have a lot of absences, you know, the absent student, and they're failing. Then they get a referral from the school, and then they come to me after that, and they will pay for their full round of tutoring, no matter how long it takes. I've had a couple of them that have been with us for 1.5 years. So, you know, some of them are long-term, but usually it doesn't take that long if they're really serious, you know. It takes a lot.
All right, do we have any other questions on this side of the room?
Okay. How do people find out about your program, or do schools or organizations direct them to you?
Well, I've been sending brochures out to the Ohio County school system for about 4 years. I send the brochures out to the libraries, and we have a Facebook page. It's the Idea Center Wheeling on Facebook, because there's a lot of idea centers all around the world. I found this out back in about 2010 I found out. There's one in Israel. There's all over the college campuses have what they call idea centers as well, so it's not a new idea. But we're also on Instagram, and we're working on developing a website, but I'm not there yet. We're trying to get some help on that. My marketing person is supposed to help, but he's going to be leaving us on the 23rd of April. So, you know, if anybody is willing to help, we welcome the help to get a website going. We have a phone number. It's a local phone number. It's 905-1506. And then you could email us at theideacenterwheeling@gmail.com. There are brochures out on the tables. There's business cards out there, and I think that's about it.
Great, thank you. Do we have any other questions from the crowd? You have one back here?
What is your capacity, and how close are you to it?
Where are we? I'm sorry. What is that again?
Oh. What is your capacity, and how close are you to reaching it?
Since the schedules are so varied, we really have plenty of, I think at one time in the center we can probably house 10 to 12 students. But if we don't have enough folks to tutor that many, I'll do small groups, you know, do the 3rd graders together, the 4th and 5th graders together, and things like that. But we're a small space. I would love to expand, but that's way out there. That's dreamland right now. But it is a small room that we've developed, and we've created centers in the whole room. And you know, people sometimes they'll call and say they want the application. I'll send it to them, and then you don't hear anything. I'll call, and they said, well, we don't have time or whatever. But I think if we maybe had a little bit more visibility in the community, we definitely would have more folks calling. But we are pretty full right now, but we don't turn people away. If I can find an extra tutor to help someone else, and we work up till like 7 o'clock at night, so, you know, we'll find people if we have a need.
Thanks, Helen. And I think we have time for one more question.
Did you say you're buying a 3D printer? And if so, how much does it cost? And what does it afford you the opportunity to do with your children?
Okay, well, the Glowforge is a 3D printer, and I know that some of the schools have those, and I just want to be able to appease the students. I want to make them excited about coming to the center as well. I know they do create their own projects, but it was so fascinating to see something designed and built by the child. They're in a range of $3,000 to $5,000, but there's a financing program that they're going to work with me on, so that's kind of our main goal to get that and then work with it. The kids can create projects, any kind of project. You know, they can do plaques or little items. You know, I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but I mean, I've seen some of the brochures, you know, of some of the fantastic things these kids can create. And then what we'd like to do is have them create their own businesses. We'll make their business cards, learn how to make flyers. They can work on the Cricut and create T-shirts. We want to have the Cricut as well right now. So we want to do just a lot of things to help them learn what it takes to advertise and sell things and learn about managing money and just the whole thing, you know, just like a classroom. That's what I did in the classroom without the Glowforge. But, you know, they would make their own little frames and make their own little knickknacks for the parents and things. So it's just an extension of a regular classroom.
All right, thank you. Let's give Helen a round of applause. Okay, next up we have Jay Hercules from Possum Pouch Soft Goods.
I'm Jay Hercules, and we are in my shop, and it's called Opossum Soft Goods. Well, we make outdoor goods for campers, hunters, fishermen that are classic canvas-style outdoor goods. So backpacks are always a steady seller. Haversacks are a big seller. And then, of course, all of our small items, pouches, drawstring bags, little things like that that we use to organize gear with. I'd much rather make this stuff because I'm also an outdoorsman, right? So I'd much rather make this stuff than do upholstery and that kind of thing. I really love doing this. I turned 50 this year, and I tell people all the time I have over 40 years of sewing experience. And it's because I literally started sewing at 8 years old. My mother showed me, it was always something I enjoyed, and I just kept up with it. I've lived in Wheeling my whole life. I grew up in West Liberty. I've always been from Wheeling. One of the reasons I'm really proud to be up in Wheeling is because we used to have a long history of making things in this town. So when I had the Made in the USA stamp made, it says Made in Wheeling, West Virginia, USA. And there's a reason for that. I want people to know that I'm making stuff in Wheeling.
Sorry, I didn't know where the mic was. Oh, I still don't know where the mic is. So if you guys could just take a second, I want to put you in a frame of mind. So if you just visualize something in your head for me real quick. I want you to think about a really hard day's work. You've been at work all day, you work a hard job, and you're just looking forward to going home and relaxing. It's getting to be later in the afternoon, and that's what you really want to do. But when you get home, you find out there's no relaxation because now you're looking at your loved ones in the face and you're wondering what's going to happen in the coming moments of life because the Empire of Japan just attacked the United States. Wheeling, like the rest of America that was a slumbering giant, woke up in that moment. And while all these other men from across our nation went to war, Wheeling went to work. Wheeling waged war with industry. Now, the reason I mention that is because that's something we're missing in Wheeling still, are effective industries that provide jobs. I'm making products in Wheeling We are a small business, yes, but we are every bit an industry. We take raw materials and we make things out of them. We make durable goods that people will use, hopefully for a lifetime, and hopefully beyond when they pass it down to their children. I like to say that we make heirloom quality outdoor goods. Now, we make backpacks, tarps, we make tents, but they're too big to bring here. We make rain coats and outerwear. We make wool jackets. We make all kinds of hard use, heavy duty stuff intended for outdoorsmen. But we have found that we have a market that goes beyond that. And though we are small businesses tend to do something really well when they have a really good product. They grow. I used to do upholstery, and about 4.5 years ago, a customer of mine who came to me for upholstery noticed the outdoor goods I had made for myself, and he said, hey, can you make me some stuff to take on a trip? This was right when Facebook groups originated. He started posting those pictures online on his trip through Facebook groups, and I started getting all these strange phone calls. I never had I'm passionate about what I do. I never had any idea that anybody would buy my products willingly. I made stuff for myself because I grew up without a lot of money. You know, I have a classic West Virginia story. My dad was a coal miner. You know, I go to Dad, hey, Dad, can I have money for outdoor goods? Yeah. Go sew it yourself. You know how to do that. So I did. And I never had any idea that anyone would buy my stuff. You know, honestly, I made my stuff because I had to. I wanted a pack made by somebody else, right? Like when you're a kid, that's what you want. And then it turned into this thing with that Facebook group, and it got big on me. And I had to look at what I was doing, and I said, I'm done with upholstery. This is what I love. This is what I've always wanted to do. So here I am. I started out by getting rid of all my upholstery stuff. I borrowed $350 to make some product. I used $200 of that to make product. I used $150 of that to go to a trade show. And my wife said, how are we getting back from this show? And I said, well, I'll have to sell stuff. And I did sell stuff. And to my biggest surprise, I sold stuff. And we're still doing well. We're a completely black ink business. I don't have any debt. The only overhead I have is my rent. And what we're looking to do is bring 90% of our production in-house so I can keep those costs down and so I can produce even more. Right now, I got customers that I can't meet the demand because I can't produce fast enough. And that's what I want to do. I want to bring all my production in-house so I can make all the parts I need, so I can be as self-reliant as possible. So when a customer calls me and says, hey, I got a wholesale order for 100 pieces, I can do that. Or when a local scout troop calls me and says, we want 6 backpacks, can you turn them around in 3 days? I can say yes. The more I can do that, the better my chances of eventually hiring the employees I need and really growing this into something and becoming that new vanguard of industry in wheeling that is a clean, sufficient, self-sustaining industry that is a good steward of the community, that gives something back, and is not the giant lumbering hulk industries of the past that collapse under their own weight, but a nimble, agile industry that makes something and can do it really well and really efficiently, and at the same time be very responsible to the community and the folks that we live elbow to elbow with. And they could probably ding me here soon, but I'm actually done.
Thank you, Jay. All right, it's time for questions. Raise your hand if you have a question for Jay. You have one right here?
Hi, what's your current production capacity, like in terms of how many garments or pieces you're able to make, and how much do you anticipate that'll increase if you're funded this evening?
Well, I don't know what my production capacity is in the sense that I can give you an exact number. I can tell you right now, if you called me and said, hey, I need 100 backpacks, what would your lead time be? And depending on the pack, I would tell you somewhere between 20 and 45 days, depending on how complicated it is. And I know I could hit that mark. Now, I think if you would check that with industry standards, that would be about the same, because even if you went to China and they said, oh, we can have it done in 2 weeks, you wouldn't see it for 2 months because it comes over on a boat, right? So I think that my production capacity is very competitive, mainly because I am stateside and I am local. But on top of that, that can only grow as I can get to the point where I can bring people on and do this to scale. So I wish I had an actual solid number, but I can tell you, I can give you an estimate, and that estimate I could easily do, between 50 and 100 pieces with the proper lead time, and I think that would be very competitive with anywhere else.
Okay, we have a question on this side of the room.
Jay, where do you market now? United States, internationally?
I market to anybody who can find my website, right? So I see the value in being a local brick and mortar business, but I was not lost on the fact that you have to be online today. You have to be. If you're not online, you've shot yourself in the foot before you ever started the race. I can say right now that we have products in 11 countries. One of my products I'm most surprised about is called a shmandana. It's a cross between a shmog, which is the Middle Eastern scarf that our soldiers have taken to wearing since we've been over there so long. And I call it a shmandana because it's part shmog, part bandana. And that product came out of soldier friends of mine who went to Iraq and Afghanistan and said, hey, we learned to use these over there, we love them, but can you make us one that looks like home? One of the proudest things that's ever happened to me was, I'm sorry, a guy got a hold of me over the internet from Israel and ordered 18 of those. That's where the thing comes from. Why is he ordering them from me? That just floored me. I was so humbled by that. And that's probably one of my proudest moments, is the idea that I got a shmog in Israel. That's just dumbfounding.
Thank you. Are there any questions? I see a hand over here.
So I know you said that you would use the money tonight to bring most of your production in-house. What kind of tools would you purchase to do so?
Well, mainly 2 things. So there's various versions of the tool, and depending how everything goes tonight, I can choose different versions, right? So if there's only so much money won, I can pick a version that may not be ideal, but I can get it in a budget. So that tool can go anywhere from about $2,000 up to about $10,000. Now, $2,000 one, it's called a clicker press. And the other thing that goes with it are dies. And dies run between $100 to $700, $800, depending on how complicated a die it is. So what I would do is I would purchase the best clicker press I could afford and the initial dies I need to go with it. Anything is better than nothing. Anything that increases my productivity is going to help me, right? So if I can, instead of waiting on someone to make pieces for me, if I can click 50 of them out in an hour, I'm already doing better. So I'm going to purchase a clicker press and dies, but I will purchase the press that I can afford to get started, hit the ground running kind of scenario. I have a plan of action for whatever happens, is what I'm saying.
Great, thank you. And we have one more question over here.
How many employees do you have?
None. It's mainly me and a lady sitting at my table who is a right arm and a pretty darn good human being, and her name is Ginger, and she helps me, and she's an excellent tailor. But right now, nobody's getting paid but me, and we're investing all that back in the business. Once we can bring our production to that level in-house, right? Like I said, no matter how much we can produce in-house, as long as it's not waiting on someone to send me things, and we can start hitting those scale type orders, we're gonna be off to the races. We are making a profit. We are staying in business. I'm not going broke staying in business like some people do. We're not at that level. We're making black ink, just not enough to pay for regular employment and not enough to pay Ginger what she's worth. I will say that willingly.
All right, let's give Jay a round of applause. Thank you. Okay, next up, we have a familiar business with a newer owner. It is Shelly Smedley, who is representing Wheeling Coffee and Spice tonight.
I'm Shelly Smedley, and we're at Wheeling Coffee and Spice. Wheeling Coffee and Spice is a wholesale producer of coffee. We distribute to companies within a 60-mile radius, and we have the best slow roasted coffee in the area, or in my opinion, in the United States. Our biggest seller is the Highlander Grog. It's a combination of maple syrup and rum. We can't keep it on the shelves. Previous owner, Mary Ann Lochner, she was a staple in the community, and my son met her and fell in love with the building and the business, and we took over, and we have tried to preserve Mary Ann's vision and continue with the coffee in this area. Wheeling has the best people, the friendliest people. It's a wonderful little town. And the beautification that the city is doing just makes you feel at home.
Four minutes isn't enough for me, guys. I need more. I want to thank Wheeling Heritage, the mayor, and our sponsors. We wouldn't be up here without them and my group, my lovely ladies, ladies of the knit that meet at Wheeling Coffee and Spice every Tuesday and Thursday. We would not be able to have such a wonderful time every day without them. Shirts and all, thank you, ladies. They make the best hats for the cancer patients at WVU Medicine, for the homeless, and for the veterans. So please give them a round of applause. They deserve it. We also have other days throughout the week that we have groups that meet at Wheeling Coffee. You can get a hot cup of coffee. You can get a mocha. You can get a hot chocolate. You can get a smoothie. You can, and I was just told the other day, now I have to buy bananas and strawberries because now I have to make a strawberry banana smoothie. So they're always coming up with new and inventive ideas for me to make and do, and our wonderful employees, Miss Maya being one of those, and I'd like to say hello, Miss Maya. The basis of all of this is community. We are a community in ourselves. We are a community here in downtown. We are a community in Ohio Valley. And that has meant so much to me because I'm not originally from here. Sorry, I'm a little nervous. Nervous. It has been such a wonderful joy for me to move here 4 years ago and be so welcomed into this Ohio Valley. One of the things when I moved from the last place, the people were wonderful, but it never felt quite like home. This feels like home. This is community. All of these people working together to make sure that we have the best of everything in this valley, from what the city is doing for the streetscape, to the state, and we are getting new roads, to just everything. Our leaders are doing a wonderful job, and hopefully soon, even with the trees coming down, we're getting new ones. Something to look forward to. What we would like to do with the money that we're going to win tonight, I'm telling you, I'm winning it. I'm taking it home. We want to provide a better outdoor seating area for our wonderful people that come and get coffee, and also a cappuccino machine inside. Oh, I did talk longer, didn't I? And hopefully a new table and chairs for inside. And that's all I've got on my cards. Thank you all for coming.
right. Who has questions for Shelly?
No questions.
We have
No
one
questions.
over here.
A little bit about roasting coffee and the experience.
My master roaster, unfortunately, is not here tonight. I have learned those roasters have been there since 1896. I was in contact with the Burns Roasters a couple of weeks ago, and I sent them pictures. They think we might have the oldest in the United States. So I'll have more information on that soon. Thank you.
How about on this side of the room? Any questions? We have one over here.
How long has Wheeling Coffee and Spice been in existence?
The building was built in 1858 when it was still Virginia. The wholesale business has been in operation for 120 some years. The coffee shop has been there for a little over 42, 43 years.
Thank you. Does anyone else have
Can I
questions?
say
Or
one?
did you want to?
I want to say one more thing. Unfortunately, one of our mascots that we love dearly, I'm sorry, Phil, I can't help myself. We lost Miss Joy. She was a very dear pet of Miss Philippa's Friday morning, and she is in our hearts. I love you, Phil.
Thank you. Are there any other questions? Going once? Going twice? All right. Thank you, Shelly. All right. We are just flying through these. So next we will be bringing up Mindi Yarbrough, the owner and artist behind Wildheart by Mindi.
Hi, my name is Mindi Yarbrough, and we are in my art garage. I'm an artist and a designer, a graphic designer, a muralist, and a coloring book artist. I've never wanted to be anything other than an artist, except maybe a mermaid. So I've been painting and drawing since I was maybe 3 or 4. My family really embraced the arts. My aunts, great aunts, grandma, mom, they were all kind of folk artists. They did crafting and would paint, so they really nurtured my artistic abilities from when I was a child. So I've just kept at it. I've been a lifelong artist now, and I've been a graphic designer for about 20 years. I was born in Wheeling and had moved away for many years. I lived in Columbus, Ohio, then moved out to California and San Francisco. Coming back to the Valley was just coming home. You know, my family's here, it's home for me, I love the city. And seeing other bigger cities, I could see the potential that Wheeling had. I love the architecture, I love the people. I really, really wanted to maybe try to put some roots here and give back to the community in creative ways that I saw in bigger cities that Wheeling doesn't have yet.
Hi, friends. First of all, like everybody, I want to just thank you all for showing up and supporting people pursuing their dreams in Wheeling. So thank you to all the sponsors. Thank you to you guys. I'm just getting started. I'm trying to start my business called Wildheart Arts. Even if you don't know me, you've seen my work around town. Some of my graphic design clients include the Wheeling Nailers, the Wheeling Chamber, the Visitors Center, Community Foundation for the Ohio Valley, and Northwood Health Systems. Along with my graphic design career, like everyone that has presented, their first love is what they're trying to do now. So I've been an artist, like the video said, for many years, since I was about 3. And you might have seen some of my murals around town as well. Carlito's Soul Kitchen, the flowers under the elder tree in Center Market. I have murals at Heritage Port by the playground and also at the 36th Street Pool in South Wheeling. My life's purpose is to make, share, and teach the arts. Throughout my life, art has been my greatest passion, my escape, my strength, my meditation, and my way of understanding the world around me and myself. I'm an advocate for the healing powers, the transformational powers, and the therapeutic abilities of art making. Through being creative and expressing ourselves, we can explore our inner worlds, we can make sense of our emotions, and we can manifest beauty into our lives and bring beauty to our city. I want to share, sell, and make arts more accessible for everyone in Wheeling. I've just completed, like you saw in the video, my private studio and garage gallery in my own garage. That's a temporary space right now. It's available by appointment, so you can find all of my contact information at the table I have out here, and also pick up some free Wheeling coloring pages. So get my information if you'd like to see the space yourself. This space is temporary. It allows me to paint and get out of the house and be a little bit more messy out in the garage. But it does not have heat, air, water, or restrooms. So it's my dream to find a space to move into that would serve as my studio, as a gallery, as a meeting place, as a gathering place for the community and artists. And I'd love to also host events and classes for people seeking unique, weird, unexpected, and creative experiences. I'd love to mix art, music, and culture for some really fun events that I have planned. I'm also a huge fan and creator of public art murals. Like you can see at my booth, I have a lot of the murals. If you haven't seen them yet, I have a poster out there. Murals have become community centerpieces. They bring people together to celebrate ideas, heritage, identity, and imagination for the future. I'd like Wheeling to get excited about public art, and I'd like us to all realize the importance and what value that could bring to our city. Lastly, I'd like to share the art-making experience through teaching classes. I'd love to offer a wide range of classes, including kid-friendly, teen, and adult classes. I want to connect you with art, regardless of your skill level. Art is about play, fun, exploration, to self-discovery. It's very meditative, healing, and calming. So my classes will focus on the journey of art making, healing and relaxation, while others focus on exploring color therapy. I'd also love to have seasonal craft nights and also host collaborative painting sessions. My hope is that winning show of hands will allow me to purchase all the materials to be able to start hosting those classes for the community. I'd also love to find a space to move into that would be big enough to do so. So please join me in growing the Wheeling arts community and scene. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Mindi. Thanks. All right, hands up for questions. I see a couple hands over in this direction.
Hi there. So you talked a lot about a gathering place for the community, and I just wanted to hear from you, like, why do you think it's so important to have art in your community?
So the arts can really contribute to community in several ways. Economic growth through tourism, entertainment, arts and culture, consumerism, placemaking and social engagement, cultural preservation and connection, aesthetic enjoyment, social commentary, and galleries really support a community of people. They support the creatives making the artwork and a place to sell, people looking for those activities to do for connection. Art really helps us understand ourselves and each other and find deeper meanings to our lives. So I think a place, I really feel like we do have some organizations and institutions, but more is better. So, and some of the classes and offerings that I'm hoping to do are not so much based on the skill level of making art or learning how to make a painting, but how you feel while you create it. You can go on a journey of self-discovery that is more for well-being than the end product.
Thank you.
Thanks.
There's another hand over here towards the center.
Hi, so you mentioned that you had done work in expanding your current home gallery, and I just wondered what informed the decision to maybe look for an external space for a gallery instead of continuing expanding at home? Like, what would be, how do you know that that's more cost effective?
I'm not sure if it's cost effective, but it's The garage right now doesn't have water, heat, or restrooms, and it's in an alleyway, so it wouldn't be accessible for people to come shop or to have events. And as an artist, I need access to water. I'm mostly an acrylic painter, so it's just not as functional. Right now, it's a temporary space for me to go create and have meetings and invite potential buyers over. So that was born out of my need to expand my studio space. But in doing that, it is really my passion, my dream to continue with my art career and build that. So it's kind of like the seed that started it. Thank you.
Do we have any questions? Oh, we have a question over here.
Can you tell me about some of the health and therapeutic benefits you were talking about?
Yes. Engaging in creative activities actually is proven to reduce stress and promote relaxation, and it makes your brain smile. So basically when you create art and see colorful images, your brain releases dopamine. In a study, actually, 75% of participants had lower levels of the stress hormone cortisol during their 45-minute art-making session, regardless of skill level or previous art experience. And that's what I want to bring, is a place to go, an alternative to a paint and sip if you don't want to drink, or if you want to come relax and zone out and make something that you can be proud of, that you can hang on your wall, art that you can put your intention into manifesting what you want in your life. Art also forges a connection between the mind, body, and spirit. So when you exercise, you're working your body. When you meditate, you're working your mind. So art, when you create through the art-making process, it really forges the connection between both. And you can also access your consciousness, and that bringing something from your consciousness into reality really encourages mindfulness. It fosters social connections. It can provide purpose, accomplishment, and boost self-esteem. So there's a ton of benefits and a ton of studies out there linking the two.
Great, we have time for one more question.
You have a lifelong experience with art. Is your educational background in line with that or something different?
I went to college for graphic design. I have an associate's degree from Pittsburgh Technical College. Previously, I have all the arts classes that were offered by my high school or community. But again, I grew up with it from my parents, and I just was raised being creative and have really embraced, and I'm self-taught. Had a very traumatic childhood. Sorry. So art has literally saved me. So I put that into my artwork in the classes that I feel that I'd like to do. Excuse me. Help with that, because I really focus on meditation and calming modalities, and that's what I want to share. Thank you.
Thank you, Mindi.
I didn't think I'd get emotional. Thank you.
All right, we got through all 4 presentations, and now it's time to cast your vote. So if you haven't already, grab your ballot, vote for the presentation that you think should take home the big check tonight, and we'll play a couple of songs while you make your way up to the ballot box. And if you're watching online and live streaming, you can vote online now for the next 15 minutes. So get in your ballots, and we'll be back after we count them.
Oh, I think so. I'll move it forward a little bit, though. Thank you.
to be. Maybe I should lower my standards. Maybe I should expect less. Maybe I should have already surrendered, but then what would I really get? Saw you in your car, smoking that cheap cigar, and then I saw your face. It was falling all over the place. We seemed to try so hard to get what we think we want, but I hope you hear me say that there is always a way. Yeah.
Valerie Pico to the front, please. Valerie Pico to the front.
wanna be me, and I wanna be happy, and I wanna be me, and you ought to be happy. Yeah, you ought to be free without me. You can't be without me. You can't be. In the Paradise Food Mart where the public get their face, there's a woman at the counter pointing to her cancer sticks. She said her partner left her 'cause she had no cash to save, but she's done some window shopping for that needle in the hay. No, don't you worry now, 'cause you'll get love someday. Hearts move on anyhow, and love always finds a way. In the Paradise Food Mart where the public get their face, there's a tall entrepreneur with some wine and his new chick. He's on the phone with wifey, all alone and with the kid, yelling she would not have married if she knew she'd live like this. No, don't you worry now, 'cause you'll get love someday. Hearts move on anyhow, and love always finds a way. In the Paradise Food Mart where the public get their face, there's an old man by the coffee with a cough that he can't kick. In the pocket of his hanky, well, there's a picture of Lenore. Well, she was his sweet old lady who died young at 84. No, don't you worry now, 'cause you'll get love someday. Hearts move on anyhow, and love always finds a way.
All right. If you haven't already brought your ballot up, try to do that in the next few seconds because we're taking it downstairs where we'll count the votes and we'll be back soon to announce the winner. So hang out. We have a couple of announcements from Wheeling Heritage about some upcoming events, and then we'll see you in a few minutes.
full tall. Hi, everyone. My name is Cassie Minder, in case you don't know me. I am the Communications and Development Manager here for Wheeling Heritage. Just want to thank you all again for coming out tonight, and can we have another round of applause for 4 great presenters tonight? So I just want to inform you guys of a few events that Wheeling Heritage and Volunteer Wheeling have coming up. On May 6th, Volunteer Wheeling is hosting Fido Fest. So for all you dog lovers out there, we are hosting a event at the Fitzsimmons Family Dog Park from 11 to 4. And this is an event to bring your furry friend. We're going to be revealing a new public art installation at the dog park. And we'll have vendors, a costume contest for your pups, puppy parade, food trucks. It'll be a fun day. On May 6th, here at the Artisan Center, the Wheeling Virtual Lions are hosting an Almost Honey Heaven tasting, sponsored by Sugar Bottom Farms and Ovapa. That will be happening from 11 to 3. This is a free event here at the Artisan Center, and their honey is available downstairs at the shop. On May 13th, we have Handmade Holiday Spring Market here at the Artisan Center. We have 10 o'clock VIP ticket holders will get an hour of free shopping along with a complimentary mimosa, and then public shopping is open from 11 to 4. We'll have over 40 really awesome vendors here. And then on May 25th, we are partnering with Friends of Wheeling to host Is This House on the National Register? What Does That Mean? Workshop. So Wheeling obviously has a lot of historic homes, and we would love for anyone to attend that workshop, especially realtors and also homeowners in Wheeling. The location and time is TBD on that, so check out Friends of Wheeling or Wheeling Heritage's Facebook pages to stay up to date. And then you can always check out more events that are going on weekly at Wheelung's Weekly Roundup online, and they will go over all the fun things that are going on in Wheeling. The next show of hands will be July 26th, so if you know any small businesses, if you're a small business owner or artist or organization that would like to apply to be in the next show of hands, that application will be coming out soon. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Valerie Pico with Red. I've been helping out with Bridging Innovations Week, which we heard Scott mention earlier, and I wanted to highlight an event that's being hosted tomorrow evening at Center Market. It's called Mingle at the Market, and we'll have hundreds of people in town for Bridging Innovations Week, so we wanted to have a fun event that's also open to the community to welcome all the conference goers. So tomorrow evening from 5 to 8 p.m., Mingle at the Market will be held in Center Market. We will have 27 small business vendors set up, and they'll be scattered throughout the upper and lower markets, as well as in Towngate Theater. Business pitch competitions will also be going on in Towngate Theater, and many of the Center Market small businesses will be open as well. So it will be a great evening. Stop and have some food in Center Market and do some shopping and support our small businesses. Thank you.
I just slept right through the night, and now feel shipshape. I just love my life sometimes when there's nothing to change. But there is always someone on the telephone when I don't wanna be alone. There is always sugar on a honeycomb if I just wanna stay home. It's like the flowers by the sink, they tell a story. Feels like I'm in some big screen movie, or I could be a delicate, dainty, dramatic daisy, protagonist on some big screen movie that I'm writing. I just ran my best time, and boy, you know, ship shape. But I will still indulge in life with a glass of champagne. 'Cause there is always someone on the telephone when I don't wanna be alone. There is always sugar on a honeycomb if I just wanna stay home. It's like the flowers by the sea, they tell a story. Feels like I'm in some big screen movie. I could be a delicate, dainty, dramatic daisy, protagonist on some big screen movie that I'm writing. It's like the flowers by the sink, they tell a story. Feels like I'm in some big screen movie where I could be a delicate, dainty, dramatic daisy, protagonist on some big screen movie that I'm writing.
Thanks.
Friendships that never die, rolling in and out with the tide. Traces of the nights racing in and out of my mind, in and out of my life. Well, it's time to say hi again to those fine sepia friends in the lines for start coloring and realize old sepia friends. Strangers watch us ride, cruising up and down the coastline. Bruises on the climb, dangers all around, but we're fine. It's all around, ride or die. Well, it's time to say hi again to those fine sepia friends in the lines. We'll start coloring and realize I really like this honeymoon. I hope it doesn't end too soon. I really don't know what I'd do without you. I really like this honeymoon. You put your eggs into one basket in search of something more fantastic than what the world has given you. You'll pull through, but if you don't, I will support you when you drop that basket. 'Cause you never know what the world's gonna throw. You never know. You never know. I really like this honeymoon. I hope it doesn't end too soon. No, I really don't know what I'm doing without you. I really like this honeymoon. You wanted the truth. Well, I'll give it to you. I adore you. I think about you every day. I adore you. And I wish there was a better way to say it, but I am a wallflower. I sit on that wall for hours and I stare at the sun, but I get none of its powers. I am a wallflower. The weeds have superpowers. Once I know you're the one, I'll have already been devoured. Don't wanna be wrong, but this is taking too long. If I wanna move on, then I gotta be strong. 'Cause if you could hear my heart, we could get on to the good part. Sharing spirits under these summer stars. But where to a star. I adore you. I think about you every day. I adore you. And I wish there was a better way to say it. I am a wallflower. I sit on that wall for hours. I stare at the sun, but I get none of its powers. I am a wallflower. The weeds have superpowers. Once I know you're the one, I'll have already been devoured.
We done? Okay.
Okay, thank you guys for hanging with us. We are ready to announce the winner of Show of Hands, so kind of make your way back to a comfortable seat. So I'd love to have all of our presenters tonight come stand in front of the stage, and let's give them another round of applause. You know, it really does take a lot of courage to get up on stage, talk about what you're most passionate about, and we want to really thank everyone here tonight for being such a warm and welcoming audience, and I really hope that after tonight, you continue to support these businesses and really help support them along their way, whether they win or not. They're all winners tonight because they got to be in front of a couple hundred potential customers. So thank you guys, and you can mark your calendars for the next Show of Hands, which is going to be happening on July 26th. So we're excited for that. Now, without further ado, I would like to announce the winner of the Show of Hands is J. Hercules, Opossum Pouch Goods.
First, thank you to everybody, not just folks who voted for me, because those of you who didn't, obviously that's part of the prize, so I want to thank you too. I want to say thank you to Ginger for being my help. I want to say thank you most of all to my wife for many years of putting up with me. My wife has never, even when sewing and my passion has not been the greatest thing, has never tried to stop me or dissuade me from it. She's always been there and supporting me and saying, you should just do it. And I mean, there's been times she's looked at me and said, you just quit your regular job and sew, you'll be fine. And I'm just like, no, I won't do that. And she's even been there to encourage me to do that when I wouldn't. So she really deserves the most thank you. Also, there's a lady here tonight who I forgot in my speech named Carol. Carol was a big help to me early on, and she had to move on and do other things, but she was a big help in helping me early on too. And while there's a lot in the statement of you don't do anything by yourself and all that, but whether it's your business or not, there are people, whether they're employees or volunteers or whatever, that do help you. And I did want to acknowledge Carol too, because I forgot her at first. Also, a couple other folks that helped me. Jody, a good friend of mine who might be watching this online. Another friend of mine. There's a business online, if you look it up, if you're an outdoorsman. The name of that business is Bomb-Proof Bushcraft. It's run by a lady named Madison Poole. She's a friend and a colleague, and she sells outdoor gear, and she's one of my wholesale customers, and she's a huge support. And she's become more than just a business colleague. She's a great dear friend. So, but I want to just, again, even if you didn't vote for me, thank you so much.
Oh, and I always forget to say the amount. Jay's taking home $5,312 tonight. So give yourself a round of applause for helping raise all that money. And in addition to this award, I should also mention a big thank you to the Wheeling Area Chamber of Commerce, who will also be granting Jay a free year membership with the chamber. So, yeah. All right. Thank you guys, and we'll see you on the 26th.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Can we get a picture together?
Oh, absolutely.
Do you guys want to get a, yeah.
Are you guys